Have you ever had that moment where you are scrolling through your bank app, seeing maybe a few thousand sitting there, and you think, I should probably do something smart with this? Then you immediately get distracted by an ad for a new pair of headphones or a weekend trip to Vegas, and poof, the thought disappears? Yeah, that is most people in their 20s. We all tell ourselves we will get serious about money later once we are making more. Except later never really shows up. Because the truth is, if you do not build good habits while you have a small amount of money, you are definitely not going to magically become responsible when you have more. The stakes just get higher and the mistakes get more expensive. Look, I get it. In your 20s, it feels like you have time. Retirement is 40 years away. Everyone says you are young, you are supposed to enjoy it. Sure, but enjoying life does not mean burning your financial future to the ground while you are at it. Here is what nobody tells you. What you do with your money before 30 sets the trajectory for the rest of your life. Seriously. The compounding, the mindset, the habits, it all starts now. My name is Michael, and I help people understand money the way school never did. Stay with me because by the end of this, you will understand exactly what to do with your money before 30 and why this window of time is way more powerful than you think. Let us start with the obvious first step that everyone loves to ignore. You need to know where your money's going. Sounds simple, right? But I would bet most people under 30 could not tell you where half their paycheck ends up every month. Rent, food, subscriptions, Uber rides, random Amazon purchases, sure, those add up. But the real problem is not the spending. It is the mindless spending. You are not making choices. You are just reacting. That is how people end up broke even when they are earning decent money. So before you worry about investing or saving for retirement or buying crypto, just do this one thing. Track your expenses for 1 month. Not in your head, write it down. Use an app, a spreadsheet, or even a notebook if you are feeling old school. The goal is not to judge yourself, it is to see the truth. Because until you know where your money is actually going, you cannot change anything. You cannot fix what you will not face. And here's the thing. The first time you track everything, it is going to be uncomfortable. You are going to realize how much money disappears into stuff you do not even remember buying. But that discomfort, that is awareness. And awareness is the foundation of wealth. Here is where it gets interesting. Once you know where your money is going, you can actually tell it what to do. That is called intentional spending. People think budgeting is about restriction, but it is really about freedom. A good budget is not a financial prison, it is a permission slip. You are deciding where your money goes instead of wondering where it went. Let us say you make $4,000 a month after taxes. You could easily spend every cent and have nothing left, or you could tell your money to do specific jobs. Maybe $1,500 for rent, $500 for groceries, $400 for utilities and transportation, $600 for savings and investing, and the rest for living your life, fun, hobbies, whatever matters to you. It is not about cutting every joy out of your life. It is about prioritizing. If you want to take trips or buy new clothes, fine, plan for them. Just do not let your financial life be one big oops. The people who feel broke in their 30s are not the ones who did not earn enough. They're the ones who never learned to control their spending. Now, let us talk about the most boring but crucial thing you can possibly do in your 20s. Build an emergency fund. This is the difference between a minor inconvenience and a total disaster. Because when you are broke and something goes wrong, and something will, you do not have choices. Your car breaks down, your pet gets sick, your hours get cut at work, and suddenly you are putting everything on a credit card with a 25% interest rate. That is how people get stuck in debt traps that take years to escape. The fix is simple. Save 3 to 6 months of living expenses in a separate savings account. Yes, it will take time. Yes, it is boring, but this is what gives you stability. It is not fun until you need it, and then it is the most valuable thing you own. Think of it as buying peace of mind, and peace of mind pays incredible dividends. Alright, now that we have got the basics covered, let us talk about the part that actually builds wealth, investing. And if you are under 30, this is where you have a ridiculous advantage that almost no one uses. Time. Time is your superpower. Because of compound interest, money you invest in your 20s can literally be worth 3 or 4 times as much as money you invest later. For example, if you start investing just $300 a month at age 25 and keep doing it until 65 with an average 7% return, you will end up with around $720,000. If you wait until 35 to start, you will only have about $340,000. Same monthly amount, same return, just 10 years difference, and you end up with less than half. That is the magic and the curse of time. The earlier you start, the less you need to do. The later you start, the harder you have to work. And no, you do not need to be a Wall Street genius to invest. The simplest approach works best: a low-cost index fund in a retirement account. Seriously, stop trying to pick stocks. You are not Warren Buffett. Just automate your contributions and forget about it. Here is something nobody tells you in your 20s. Your first goal is not to get rich, it is to get invested. Even if it is just $50 a month, it is the habit that matters more than the amount. Once you build the habit, increasing the amount gets easy. You will not even feel it. Investing is not about timing the market, it is about time in the market. The earlier you start, the more that compound growth does the heavy lifting for you. It is basically the closest thing to free money that exists, if you have patience. Now let us talk about something less glamorous: debt. Specifically, bad debt. If you are under 30, this is the stage where credit cards, car loans, and student loans can quietly strangle your future. The biggest financial mistake people make in their 20s is not that they do not earn enough. It is that they overcommit. They buy a new car they cannot afford, finance furniture, swipe the card for everything, and then wonder why they are always broke even with a decent salary. Look, I get it. It is tempting. Everyone around you seems to have nice stuff. But that nice stuff usually comes with monthly payments that feel small individually but suffocating together. If you want freedom in your 30s, get aggressive about killing high-interest debt now. Start with anything above 7 or 8%, usually credit cards or personal loans. Pay the minimums on everything else and throw every spare dollar at the worst offender until it is gone. Then move down the list. Every dollar you free from debt payments is a dollar you can redirect toward building wealth instead of repairing damage. Speaking of wealth, let us hit a topic that gets criminally overlooked: your career. Your 20s are the time to play offense with your earning potential. Everyone talks about cutting lattes to save money, but the truth is there is a limit to how much you can save. There is no limit to how much you can earn. You are at the stage where your skills, network, and career choices compound just like investments do. Learn aggressively. Negotiate every raise. Take jobs that stretch you, not just the ones that feel comfortable, because the skills and experience you build now determine your income floor for the rest of your life. Too many people coast through their 20s in jobs they hate, staying because it is easy, then wake up at 35 realizing they have wasted a decade. You do not have to be obsessed with hustle culture, but do not sleepwalk through the years when your earning potential can multiply the fastest. Here's the part nobody likes to hear. Lifestyle creep is what kills most people financially. You get a raise, you upgrade your apartment, another raise, now you are leasing a new car. Suddenly you are making double what you used to, but your savings rate has not changed. That is how high-income people stay broke. If you can keep your lifestyle steady for even 1 or 2 years after a raise, you will build wealth absurdly fast. Most people's expenses rise with their income because they equate progress with spending. Real progress is when your savings rate goes up, not your rent. All right, reality check time. A lot of people under 30 tell themselves they will start investing once things calm down, once they pay off student loans, once they move, once they make more. There is always a once, but there is never a perfect time. Waiting until everything is ideal is just procrastination dressed up as logic. The truth is, you can do both, pay off debt and start investing, even if it is small. You do not need to have it all figured out, you just need to start moving in the right direction. Momentum is everything. 100 imperfect dollars invested today will always beat a perfect plan that never happens. Now let us talk about social pressure, because this one sneaks up on everyone. In your 20s, it feels like everyone is ahead of you. Friends, buying houses, getting married, traveling constantly, driving nice cars. You start thinking you are behind. But here is the secret. Most of those people are broke. They just look successful because debt lets them rent the appearance of wealth. Do not fall for it. The people who seem to have it all figured out are usually the ones panicking quietly about their credit card balances. Your goal is not to look rich, It is to stop being stressed. Keep your ego out of your wallet. You will thank yourself later when everyone else is drowning in payments and you are sitting on real assets. This is the part nobody talks about. Your 20s are when your identity around money is formed. If you learn to see money as a tool, not a scorecard, you will make better decisions for the rest of your life. Money does not care about your feelings. It rewards discipline and punishes neglect. Treat it with respect and it will multiply for you. Ignore it and it will quietly destroy your options. You do not have to obsess over every dollar, but you do need to give your money direction, because if you do not, the world will decide for you. And the world's plan for your money involves subscriptions, impulse buys, and interest payments, not freedom. Let us hit another underrated move for people under 30. Build multiple income streams. I am not talking about some fake side hustle millionaire nonsense. I am talking about real, sustainable extra income that grows your skill set and your safety net. Freelance, tutor, start a small online project. Whatever fits your life. The goal is not to replace your job. It is to reduce your dependence on it. Because when all your income comes from one source, you are one bad day away from panic. When you have multiple streams, you have leverage. Leverage equals freedom. And since we are being honest, let us talk about investing in yourself. Courses, books, mentors, these are not expenses, they are accelerators. Most people stop learning the moment they graduate. That is why their income plateaus. Spending a few $100s on a course that increases your earning potential is infinitely better than spending it on temporary dopamine. Every skill you acquire multiplies your value for decades. Do not think short term, think return on learning. Now let us shift gears a bit. You need to start thinking about future-proofing your life. This means insurance and retirement accounts. Not exactly sexy topics, but they are financial seatbelts. You do not skip a seatbelt just because you do not plan to crash. If your employer offers a 401k match, take it. It is literally free money. Get basic health insurance and renter's insurance if you do not have them. Protect your downside so you can take smart risks. You cannot build wealth if you are one accident away from financial ruin. Here is another one most people ignore until it is too late. Relationships and money. Who you date and eventually marry has more impact on your financial future than almost any investment. If you are constantly with someone who spends recklessly or sees debt as just part of life, that mindset will infect you. Find someone whose financial values align with yours. Money fights destroy more relationships than cheating does. It is not romantic, but it is real. Now, if you are under 30, you also need to start thinking about freedom, not retirement. Forget the idea that you will work for 40 years, retire at 65, and then finally enjoy life. That plan was invented for a different era. Your goal should be financial flexibility, the ability to make choices without money being the deciding factor. That could mean taking a sabbatical, starting a business, or moving to a cheaper city. Freedom comes from having options, and options come from building assets, not just income. Let us talk about what really matters long-term. Habits. The habits you build now will either make you rich or keep you broke. Automate your savings. Automate your investments. Build your lifestyle around what remains, not the other way around. When saving and investing become default behaviors instead of special occasions, you are already winning. Wealth is not built through big one-time decisions. It is built through small ones, repeated consistently over time. This is the part nobody talks about because it does not sell well. Boring wins. The people who quietly invest in index funds, live below their means, and do not chase every new financial fad are the ones who actually end up wealthy. The flashy stuff, crypto hype, day trading, passive income schemes, that is entertainment, not strategy. Real wealth is boring. It is automatic transfers, compounding growth, and long-term patience. If that sounds dull to you, good. That is how it is supposed to sound. Excitement belongs in your hobbies, not your investment portfolio. All right, let us zoom out for a second. Everything we have talked about, budgeting, saving, investing, debt, habits, it all leads to one simple truth. Money is freedom disguised as numbers. The goal is not to have the biggest bank account. It is to build a life that is not controlled by bills, fear, or regret. Every dollar you save is a piece of future freedom. Every dollar you waste on impulse is a tiny chain around your ankle. When you start seeing money that way, you naturally make better decisions. So let us recap what you should actually do with your money if you are under 30. Step 1. Track it. Know where every dollar goes. Step 2. Build a basic budget and automate your savings. Step 3. Create an emergency fund so life does not knock you over. Step 4. Start investing immediately, even if it is tiny. Step 5. Kill high-interest debt before it kills you. Step 6. Grow your income and avoid lifestyle creep. Step 7. Invest in yourself, your skills, and your relationships. Step 8. Protect what you are building with insurance and smart choices. Step 9. Focus on freedom, not appearances. Here is the mindset shift that changes everything. You are not too young to get rich. You are perfectly positioned. You just need to stop wasting the one resource that matters more than money: time. Money compounds. Time does not. Every year you wait to start, you are giving up exponential growth that you can never get back. Most people will not do anything with what you just learned. They will nod, agree, and go right back to scrolling. Do not be that person. Make the small moves now that your future self will thank you for. You do not need to be perfect. You do not need to have it all figured out. You just need to start. Because the truth is, wealth is not built by people who make the right decisions every time. It is built by people who keep making good decisions most of the time and stick with them long enough for the math to do its job. So if you are under 30, this is your moment. Do not waste it. Your future self is already out there somewhere, either thanking you or cursing you. You get to decide which one it is. You do not need to look rich. You need to stop being stressed.